Hi, welcome back to EducateTube.com. My name is Sipsky, your host. In this video, I want to talk about my recent experience in purchasing these 4 used video projectors and what I learned from it. As you can see, I have these 2 consumer small business projector and then this massive 2 of them projector that could be used in conferences or in a nice home theater system. Let's talk about it right now. Alright, so you can see I bought these 2 projectors as well as this big, huge, humongous projectors for a very good price. And I'm into like watching movies and just generally I like images projecting on this big screen. It just makes the movie or the video feel very cinematic. So I decided to purchase these projectors because they're quite affordable. Anyway, before we do that, I want to tell you that when you're purchasing video projectors, do not buy cheap projectors, okay? Things that I see on Amazon, on AliExpress, Alibaba, those online projectors for under like 100 or 200 bucks, and they claim to have a huge luminance, right? Brightness. It is just crazy when they put it on like 16,000 lumens and all that. Those are fake, by the way. Even these projectors here are around 2,000 or 3,000 lumens. Actually, the proper way to measure it is the standard one called ANSI lumens. Companies like Ipson, BenQ, JVC, and other brand name projector companies, they use that standard. So especially when you're seeing company that's producing projectors that's under like 100 bucks and they're saying it's like 10,000, 8,000 lumens, and that's not for sure proper way to measure the brightness of that projectors. In fact, if you were to look at those $100 projector LED and compare to even this old one, this one I have, it's a 720. The contrast is around I think 2,500 or 3,000 to 1, and the lumens is around 2,500. And if you look at this one, right, it's already pretty dark, and you compare that to the $100 LED projectors from Amazon, you can totally tell that unless you're in a complete dark room, it's gonna really affect your image. In fact, it's like so dim that if you're projecting a regular, like in this environment, like this ambient type of light, you probably won't enjoy your movies. It has to be completely dark, like night dark with no interference of light. Then you might find that the LED projector that's on Amazon or AliExpress website or Temu, then might be worth it. Like let's say outdoor in the camping field where there's no light. Okay, maybe that's great. Okay, and I think that probably be recommended because you probably have to plug into a very low power light system anyway, and you probably end up not have enough energy to supply to the projectors like these ones. Okay, so these are meant for at least looking at about 300 to almost 1,000 watt-hour power system here. So not meant for a place where there's no outlet, right? So just keep that in mind. All right, so that's enough with the cheap LED projectors from Amazon and AliExpress and Temu. Okay, now let's talk a real projector here. I bought these used for a reasonable price. So let's start with this first projector. This is the 720p projector from Ipson. It's supposed to be cinematic type of projector, consumer level. Contrast ratio is 2,500 to 1. That's very important to look for. One of the factor in projector is the contrast ratio. The more, the better, okay? And the lumens, the ANSI lumens, from now on when I say lumens, I'm talking about ANSI standard lumens, is about 2,500, which is decent if you're projecting in a dim room. So if you have a dim room, this is not bad. Now for 720 movies, projecting onto like a 70 inch to 100 inch, I think that's pretty good. Like you probably, unless you're pixel peeping, you might be able to see, you know, those little dots in a screen. It's not obvious, right? So you can differentiate, you know, that this is a little LCD dots. But that's if you're sitting very close to the screen. If you're sitting maybe like at least 12 feet away, 70 to 100 inch screen, I don't think you can tell that much of a difference. So when you're buying a 720 or 1080p projector, I think the more important thing is the contrast ratio, the color. Okay, that's harder to tell. You actually have to look at the projector itself and when it projects, right? So depending on the system, how well it can project the light. And another thing is make sure that it has 3 different LCD. One, you know, the cheap Amazon one has only one LCD project into it, so not so great. This one actually has 3 LCD, right? A different color, and it's able to get a better color dynamics on these projectors. So that's why these are quite expensive, you know, when you buy new, because they are made with a high quality LCD, 3 of them, right, and a very powerful xenon light bulb. So you know, you look at the components in here, it's why these projectors are expensive. Okay, so anyway, this projector here, I had it for a while, and it's quite good. It does its job, and I'll probably continue to use it until the light bulb runs out. I replaced a new light bulb with this, so generally if it's in eco mode, it will last about 4,500 hours. So far I've only used maybe 20 hours of it, so hopefully it will last me another 4,000 hours. Now recently I bought these two projector. These are the 1080p projector, so better than this one here. Contrast is like I believe these ones are over 10,000 to 1, okay, compared to like this is only 3,000 to 1 or 2,500 to 1, okay, but better contrast for sure. Lumens, NC lumens are definitely better. It's like 3,100 for this 1060 model from Ipson, and this one is the EX9210, I believe. It's also 34 or 3600 NC lumens, okay, so very bright. Again, in a well lit room, this should be fine, but of course if it's very bright with a window casting in your room, maybe not, but definitely you know, dim light or well lit light, these projectors are pretty good. So again, look for high contrast, look for high NC lumens for the type of projector, and of course the type of LCD that's in the projector and the chip in there, right? You can read more about these type of you know, high quality projectors, but these are consumer level. Now the difference between this one and this one, this is built for cinema, so there's a bit more color dynamics in this one, whereas this one, the Ipson EX9210 projector, it tends to have a higher contrast and brighter, which makes sense because it's more like a business projector, and it does have a high resolution. This is actually, I think, 1920 by 1200 instead of 1080p, okay, like the standard 1080p here. This is actually 1200, bigger screen, more resolution, okay. So if you're going for, you know, business pro projector, this is the one, the Ipson EX 9200 or 210. And then if you want more cinematic type of home theater, then the 1060p. So in those lines, okay, I'm not specifically saying that you need to get this type of projector, but there are 2 types that Ipson makes, okay? And actually there's another one which is, you know, for those people who are really into watching movie, or if you want to build a huge conference center, then these two, this bottom ones, okay? So let's start with this one here. This is actually a 4K. Now it's true 4K, true quote. It's not really a native 4K, okay? A lot of these manufacturers, even JVC, this is a JVC one. I think this model is the X790, I believe. Yeah, this is a 4K Eshift, they call it. Basically, it's a 1080p, 3 of them, and then the technology is that the light vibrates so fast or oscillates so fast that it gives impression of 4K. Okay, so definitely, I mean, I looked at the image. It's just beautiful. Couldn't really tell, really. And it's definitely cheaper than a native 4K. Okay, so this is a Eshift 4K. Does pretty much similar to that. The reason why these are definitely more expensive than these two, and you can tell, look at the lens. Okay, the lens itself is already quite big, and the type of quality component in the JVC, you know, there's no comparison. You're talking about like 4 to 6 times more expensive than these type of projector. Okay, so now this one is not as bright. This is meant for cinema type of projector. It's only 1900 lumens, but the contrast ratio, the native contrast ratio, is 130,000 to 1. That's like 10 times or 13 times more powerful than that. And the dynamic contrast is over 1 million, okay? So there's no comparison. So when you're buying a projector, you know, especially over $4,000-$6,000, the contrast is pretty much where, you know, it's a selling point, and the color dynamics, of course, 4K image, true 4K, or more likely the native 4K. You want to look into, you know, these projector, you won't be able to get for, especially new, for under $3,000, right? You're looking at least $4,000 for a good quality native 4K. Now this one here, this is actually a 1080p, actually a bit more than that. It's like 1920 by 1200. Okay, so very good, high quality, higher than 1080p projector. It's 6,000 lumens, and it's a bit old. This one, I believe it's the Ipson. I can't remember the model number anyway. It's was made about 14, 15 years ago, but the quality on this is still good. The lamp life on this one is still have, I think, 12 to 1500 hours left on each of the light bulbs, so that's still great. So only 1/3 of the lamp life is used up. So that's why I purchased this one. This one is meant for, you know, conference center type of projector. It is very bright. It's 6,000 ANSI lumens. That's like 2 times more powerful than this Ipson. Now the only thing is this one only have 2,000 contrast, right, to 1. Okay, it's 2,000 to 1. So movie-wise, you may not enjoy it as much. However, if you're doing PowerPoint presentation, those kind of stuff, then this is more than adequate for that image. Now, I did project it onto my wall, and I'm watching, you know, some of these Blu-ray movies, and actually, it's not bad. It's actually quite good. So I wouldn't say like 2,000 to 1 contrast is bad, but it's definitely, you know, very good system. Okay, so again, so you can see these are the 4 projectors, and hopefully you can make a right decision on what type of projector you want. If you want a consumer level, a small business level, these are the one that you want to get. Quite small, compact, you know, you can move around. If you want a home theater, conference type of projector, these 2 are the one that you want. Okay, all right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and give me a little heart of appreciation. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.